Uzma, are you able to connect and get the story? Abhay Sankpal, Ombir Singh, Sayyid Uzma, are you able to connect and get the story till now? Very good. Very good. ऐसा भी आया करो जी कभी सदी गली ऐसे भी आया करो. So yesterday we completed 3 reasons. First reason, economic causes, political causes, social causes. Role of intellectuals. Now if you see present India, present, 90% population is confused. Hindus are thinking Muslims are the problem, Muslims are thinking Hindus are the problem, upper caste is thinking lower caste is the problem, lower caste is thinking upper caste is the problem. Common people means the people without understanding. Hope you have got this line. Hope you have got this line. Common people means people who have no understanding. But then there are certain sections in the country who know the real reason. Okay, this is the real reason. For example, if you take the example of India, Raja Ram Mohan Roy. This man was understanding in 19th century. Nineteenth century he was understanding what is the real reason for the trouble of India. What is the reason for the backwardness and weakness of India? If you go to Russia, Maxim Gorky, Leo Tolstoy, Japan, Yamagata. They are called as the intellectuals. The people who visualize, the people who see the real reason for a trouble. This group was present in America also. First important name, Thomas Paine. He came out with this pamphlets called Common Sense. Thomas Paine. He came out with his pamphlets called Common Sense. Common Sense. And in these pamphlets, he raised the important issues. like trading monopoly. Trading monopoly, trading monopoly. Second man, Benjamin Franklin. He established philosophical societies. Philosophical societies, philosophical, to discuss and debate. He raises the issue, Thomas Paine. He says discuss and debate on important issues. Philosophical societies. The group of discussion. And people, when people started knowing it, then third man, Henry Patrick. Henry Patrick. He starts provoking the people. He says it's a moral right of every citizen to stand up against the wrong done by the government. And then he says, give me death or independence. Give me death or independence. Thomas Paine. Who was Thomas Paine of India? Dada Bhai Naroji. He also came out with this famous book, Poverty and Un-British Rule in India. And in that book he talks about drain of wealth. Benjamin Franklin of India, Bal Gangadhar Tilak. 80% people were illiterate. So he cannot establish philosophical societies. But then he has to instigate the people, he has to provoke the people, he has to awaken the masses. So cultural programs. Who is Henry Patrick of India? S.C. Bose. तुम मुझे खून दो, मैं तुम्हें आजादी दूंगा. What is their role? Their role is awakening and awareness. Awakening and awareness among the masses. Awakening and awareness among the masses. Awakening and awareness among the masses. Now when the atmosphere was prepared, then immediate cause. The cause which gave the spark to the fire. What was the immediate cause? 7 years war. Initially between Austria and Prussia for Silesia, the area rich in coal and iron. Silesia. See the year 56 to 63. What is happening? Industrial revolution. What is required? Coal and iron. Both of them started fighting for Silesia, the area rich in coal and iron. Prussia, German state. France was relying on Rhineland. German territory for coal and iron. Prussia, German state. France was relying on Rhineland, German territory for coal and iron. Now write it down in a bracket. If Prussia will become powerful in Europe, Prussia is a German state. France is relying on Prussia. For what? Coal and iron. If Prussia will become a powerful state in Europe, France will not be able to exploit Rhineland. तो प्रशिया को ताकतवर नहीं होने देना है. तो फ्रांस साइडेड विद ऑस्ट्रिया. But if France will become powerful, Britain will be in trouble. If Prussia will be powerful, France will be in trouble. If France will be powerful, Britain will be in trouble. So Britain sided with Prussia. The war ended in 1763, creating financial crisis in Britain and France. Financial crisis in Britain. And then the Britain imposes new taxes on American colonies. Sugar duty, stamp duty. And that started the unrest in American colonies. Fine. Economic causes, political causes, social causes, role of intellectuals, immediate cause. Economic causes, exploitive economic policies. Like trading monopoly. Political causes, Gentleman's Resolution of 1689. Social causes, disappointment. After having diversified, dynamic and detached society, Role of intellectuals, awakening and awareness. Thomas Paine, Benjamin Franklin, Henry Patrick. Immediate cause, 7 Years' War. This will be your notes. This is called as notes. What you do, that is Puran. 5 pages, 6 pages, 7 pages. You save your mind and torture the pages. Causes. Phases. Next heading. You save your mind and torture the pages. Phases. Every revolution will have 3 phases. 3. First phase, when rift will start. Second phase, when the rift will turn into struggle. And third phase, blast, end of the relation. First phase. Greenville's policy to sons of liberty and daughters of liberty. This was the first phase. When the rift starts between American colonies and British Parliament, second phase, Rockingham Declaration. And Townshend Plan. Rockingham Declaration and Townshend Plan 2. Rockingham Declaration and Townshend Plan 2. Boston Massacre. Third, Lord North's tea policy. 2, the most famous event, Boston Tea Party. The rift starts here, rift between American colonies and British Parliament. The rift turns into struggle. The struggle turns into blast. This we have to understand, this we have to understand, this. How the rift starts, how the rift turns into struggle, how the struggle turns into blast. Write it down. Grenville's policy to Sons of Liberty and Daughters of Liberty, Rockingham Declaration and Townshend Plan to Boston Massacre, Lord North's Tea Policy to Boston Tea Party. First phase. Grenville's policy to Sons of Liberty and Daughters of Liberty. And this is the phase when the rift starts between American colonies and British Parliament. How it starts? 7 Years' War ended in 1763. Seven Years' War ended in 1763. Britain became the victim of financial crisis. Financial. Now when Britain became the victim of financial crisis, Grenville, the British Prime Minister, came out with 3-point program. Grenville, the British Prime Minister, came out with 3-point program. 7 Years' War ended in 1763. Britain became the victim of financial crisis. Grenville, the British Prime Minister, came out with 3-point program. Three-point. First point, right? Grenville says that 7 Years' War was fought Grenville says that 7 Years' War was fought for the protection of American colonies. See the line. Grenville says that 7 Years' War was fought 7 years war was fought for the protection of American colonies. So the burden of the war will be paid by. So the burden of the war will be paid by American colonies. Burden of the war will be paid by American colonies, and in this background he imposes new taxes on American colonies. In this background he imposes new taxes on American colonies like stamp duty, sugar duty, etc. In this background he imposes new taxes on American colonies like sugar duty, stamp duty, etc. Sugar duty, stamp duty, etc. So he is saying that this 7 years war was fought for your protection. Second point, the people of American colonies, took the advantage of 7 years war. The people of American colonies took the advantage of 7 years war and violated old rules and regulations. So strict implementation of old rules and regulations. Strict implementation of old rules and regulations like navigation law. Old rules and regulations like navigation law. Like navigation law. You remember navigation law, Shanawaz? 1651. Third, restriction on territorial expansion. Restriction on territorial expansion. Restriction on territorial expansion. Territorial expansion for the people of American colonies on towards western coast, Pacific. Restriction on territorial expansion for the people of American colonies towards western coast to protect the rights of the natives, that is Red Indians. To protect the rights of the natives, that is Red Indians. The natives, that is Red Indians. Now if you see, if you see the structure of the school, nursery class, the students of class 5th, the students of class 11th and 12th, nursery class. See the students of nursery class, simple, afraid of the school, cautious, infant minds, infant minds, growing minds, mature minds. Every parent faces certain questions from their children. Every. Papa, how I was born? And every parent has almost the same story. Ki beta, I was passing through a temple and then the God came down and he gave to you as a gift to me. And this mind is satisfied. This mind is exploring. You see, children of this age, they become silent. They are exploring. They are searching the new avenues. They are curious. They become Aham Brahmasmi. I know everything. They will not ask these questions. And if you see them after the school, coming out from the school, the shirt is out, the 2-3 buttons are open, chain is out, tie is here, and this collar is up. Collar. You know why? The testosterone comes out. Testosterone, and it creates the pressure from below. And the collar is up. The most violent community in the world, youngsters. For every problem they have one solution: kill. This is the phase when 95% people worship Bhagat Singh. In 1607, America was in this stage. Cannot retaliate. Infant. 1651, America was in this stage. Exploring. 1756, 63, America was here. 1607, 1651, 1763, grown up America, mature America. Now you cannot say to that America, ki I was passing through the temple and God came down and he gave to me as a gift. No. Now they understand. So when Greenville said that Britain was fighting for the protection of American colonies, they said, sir, please, you were fighting in India for the protection of American colonies. So please, sir, झूठ ना बोले, sir. You want money? Take. Give us right in British Parliament. Why you are lying, sir? Strict implementation. A guy of 22 years of age comes late in the night. Father is standing on the door. 2 a.m. And the father says, where were you? He says, why you are bothered? कहाँ थे? बोले तुमसे मतलब? Mature father will immediately change the stand. Immediately. कि लड़का जवान हो गया. कह रहे नहीं बेटा. I simply wanted to know. And if you knew that you are going to be late, you should have taken my car. This will be the stand of the mature father. Immature father. Restriction on territorial expansion towards Pacific coast. Americans said, why? Bole rights. Rights of these natives, Red Indians. Are bole chacha. You have killed lakhs of Red Indians. This case is still going on. International Court of Justice. And you are bothered about the rights of natives. You are bothered about the rights. What happened, awake? And the Americans of 1763 rejected Greenville policy. Right? Americans of 1763 rejected Greenville's policy. Americans of 1763 rejected Greenville's policy. And this was followed by the formation of the organizations. This was followed by the formation of the organizations, Sons of Liberty and Daughters of Liberty. And they started attacking the stamp vendors. They started attacking stamp vendors, pulled out the stamps, and burnt it as a symbol of protest against the policy. And here they gave the slogan, no taxation without representation. And this was the beginning of the rift between American colonies and British Parliament. Clear? Uzma, Ashutosh, Avik, what happened, Avik? Why your mom will kill you? Rift is clear? Rahul Trivedi. Rahul Trivedi, why women rulers in Britain? Rahul Trivedi, why women rulers? No taxation without representation. अरे मजा आया तो वो तो अच्छी बात है, पैसा लाओ, मजा आया तो पैसा लाओ और पैसा दो. Rahul Trivedi, why women rulers in Britain? What is the reason? NT means no taxation. No taxation. Yesterday I told you the answer. You did not got that point. क्या हुआ? And the rift starts between American colonies and Britain. Now second phase, how this rift turns into struggle. Second phase, second. How this rift वाह शिवान सिंह वाह. Second phase. Rift is clear. Shivansh, Ashrit, Abhilash, Rahul. Hatim. Second phase. Rockingham Declaration to Boston Massacre. And here the rift turns into struggle. '60s was the period of trouble for Britain. Why? Unrest starts in American colonies, financial crisis in Britain, Anglo-Carnatic wars were going on. Just ended. Britain was facing the trouble on all the front. 1760s. Britain was facing the trouble on all the front. All. Britain was facing the trouble on all the front. And I have told you the golden formula. Mature people never fight on double fronts. Never. Financial crisis in Britain. Anglo-Carnatic War had just ended. And unrest in American colonies. This led to the fall of Grenville's government. Grenville's government came down on this issue. कि अरे भैया, we cannot face trouble on all the front. This led to the fall of Grenville's government. Grenville's government came down. Okay, we cannot face trouble on all the front. Nahi bhaiya, it's not possible for us. And Grenville was succeeded by the new Prime Minister, Rockingham. Grenville was succeeded by the new Prime Minister, Rockingham. Succeeded by the new Prime Minister, Rockingham. And Rockingham, considering stamp duty as the main trouble, abolishes stamp duty. He says, fine, you don't want to pay stamp duty? Finish. Abolishes stamp duty. Rockingham, considering stamp duty as the main trouble, abolishes stamp duty. But his finance minister, Townshend says, Finance Minister Townshend says that although Britain has abolished stamp duty, although Britain has abolished stamp duty, but Britain still has the right, and underline this line, Britain still has the right to impose taxes on American colonies. Britain still has the right to impose taxes on American colonies. Britain still has the right to impose taxes on American colonies. Although Britain has abolished stamp duty, अभी कुछ खाएंगे नहीं, ओ जूस बनाओ यार, पिया जाए, अभी कुछ खाएंगे नहीं. हाँ, इसको रखो, अभी खाएंगे कैसे, अभी खा नहीं सकते. अंजीर although Britain has abolished the stamp duties, but Britain still has the right to impose tax on American colonies. Americans said to British ki, sir, you understand English? हाँ, they said, yes, we understand English. Well, sir, then why don't you understand what we are saying? Sir, we are not against your right. You have the right to impose tax on American colonies. But sir, think about our right also. If you have the right to impose tax on American colonies, then give us the right of representation in British Parliament. लड़ाई कहाँ है सर? The husband says कि I can do anything in the family, I am the boss of the family. You all are my servants. And the wife says कि if you have some rights, I also have some rights. American Revolution was basically the demand of rights. Naseem, live stream ended? What happened? Everything fine? आया करो जी कभी सड्डी गली ऐसे भी आया करो. Alright, Goswami is fine, Uzma is fine, Naseem's system is working fine. It's your trouble in your system. Shivans and all, you have trouble in your system. कभी सड्डी गली ऐसे भी आया करो. American said कि sir, we are not against your right, sir. American said कि sir, we are not against your right. We are asking our right, sir. You have only said, sir, tax paying section will be given representation in British Parliament. Gentleman, sir, gentleman, gentleman's resolution, sir. You respect your gentleman promise. And then, for the first time, a mass protest in Boston. Mass protest in Boston under the leadership of Samuel Adams. And when this mass protest was organized, Britain committed a blunder. Taking military action. Military action against mass protest. Military action against mass protest. And this led to Boston massacre of 1770. Military action against mass protest. You went to your father and said, Papa, today I don't want to go to college, Papa. I'm not feeling well. And your father took out the sandal and banged you 50 sandal on your head. Out from here. You will be irritated or not? Mass protest, sir, mass. First of all, I'm not doing any crime. I'm asking my right. Second thing, peaceful demonstration, mass protest. And you will use army. Power is to serve. Power is to serve. Power is to serve. Power is not for enjoyment. All those who think that they will come into power and then they will enjoy, if they succeed, today why we are suffering? Those people are in power who had the dream of enjoyment. I am seeing students qualifying IAS taking money from the institutes from speaking on their behalf after selection. Some go down to such a level asking 20,000 rupees. If 20,000 do you give, I will speak from your platform. You know, today no one is the problem. Capitalism has closed the third eye of the people. Power is to serve. Why we consider Lord Ram as God? He has power. He serves. He is bothered about the statement of a washerman. He should have killed the washerman. You are making a statement against my wife. That is why we consider him Bhagwan. He liberates Ravan also. Finally, he forgives Ravan. No one is born God in this world. कोई भगवान पैदा नहीं होता, लोग भगवान बनते हैं. Power is to serve. Today, what is the dream of the people? Power in itself is an enjoyment, but it is to serve. I am evil, I am not God. All those who call me God, I hate them. Rahul Dirvedi, I will block you from my WhatsApp group. And whenever you will meet me, I will beat you. अपनी तारीफ किसको नहीं अच्छी लगती है यार? अपनी तारीफ किसको नहीं अच्छी लगती? But when you do it by yourself, then तारीफ is a very dangerous thing. If तारीफ goes into your head, finish. Most of you must be hating all those people who are against you. You are a fool. All those who speak against you, they make you alive. They force you to work. All those who speak against you, they force you to work. The real world is underworld. William. All those who speak against you, mind it, be with them. They instigate you to work. They force you to do something. They make you alive. Those who appreciate you, they kill you. They say to you, कि you are finished. आप क्या करोगे यार? इतनी ऊंचाई पे तो पहुंच चुके हो. तारीफ सुनने वालों से दूर रहा करो. ज्यादा सुन लोगे तो तुम्हारे काम करने की क्षमता खत्म हो जाएगी. राहुल, यू आर गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? You see the children's? Para, where are you? That is why the children of powerful families, rich families, most of the time they are unable to do anything. You know why? From the childhood, they face appreciation, तारीफ. राजा बाबू, राजा बाबू, राजा बाबू गांजा पी के बैठे हैं. मुन्ना भैया को देखे नहीं मिर्जापुर में? See the World Cup महिला हॉकी टीम. हाँ, you keep your feeling in your heart. Whatever is your feeling, you keep it in your heart. Don't bring out. See, The women team in Olympic, the ladies were crying. The ladies were from the most neglected section of India. वो जो हमारी गोलकीपर है, I have seen the photo with her father. ये क्रिकेट टीम वाले खा खा के मोटे हो गए, और कपिल शर्मा और मॉडलिंग एंड दिस एंड दैट. I also started crying yesterday when I saw the reaction of our ladies. हम जीत गए, हम जीत गए, हम जीत गए. Defeating Australia by 1-0. The 3-time gold medalist. अच्छा, सेमीफाइनल हो रहा है. 1 गोल से 2-1 से आगे चल रहे हैं. वाह यार, हे भगवान, या अल्लाह. नमाज बढ़ा दो, नमाज बढ़ा दो, सब लोग अपनी अपनी नमाज बढ़ा दो. Ladies from the neglected parts of India, no one knew them. Gurmeet Kaur, who has given the, इंडिया के लोगों को पता ही नहीं है गोल क्या है. अच्छा, बेल्जियम से है. Power is to serve, and fear is not for everyone. Fear is important, but it is not for everyone. Yes, Manan, true, it was like Check the India movie. I was crying yesterday. I was crying. Savita Punia, possibly from Punjab. Savita Punia. Modi ji should give 100 crores to all those ladies. 100 crores. 100 करोड़ रुपए सबको दे दो साले. 100 करोड़ और आईएएस की पोस्टिंग, चाहे स्कूल गई क्यों ना हो. Fear is not for everyone. Akshit, I saw. Fear is not for everyone. Fear is only for whom? Middle class. Fear is only for middle class people. Established people. Established. 90% people in this world, they think they are established. अरे भैया हमारी जिंदगी established है. Established तो इस दुनिया में कुछ भी नहीं है. You see the universe, stars, planets, all are moving, all. Only this foolish human being wants to stop. बस भैया नौकरी लग जाए और एक बीवी मिल जाए, एक मतलब क्या, और 2 बच्चे चिंटू पिंटू और एक वैगनर. फिर ये सैटरडे को पिकनिक बनाने जाएगा चद्दर लेके. चद्दर ले लेगा, 2-4 ब्रेड ले लेगा, जैम ले लेगा, एंड ही विल गो एंड सिट अंडर अ ट्री. पिकनिक मना रहे. पिकनिक क्या कर रहे हो? पिकनिक. ये क्या होता है? अरे पिकनिक है भैया. हाँ तो क्या हो रहा है बे? पिकनिक में कुछ कर रहे हो? नहीं, वी आर सिटिंग अंडर अ ट्री ईटिंग जैम एंड ब्रेड. पिकनिक मना रहे. पता है सूरज की पूजा क्यों होती है? पता है? यू नो व्हाई सन इज वर्शिप्ड? क्योंकि सूरज जलता है। तुम चाहते हो अगर लोग तुम्हारी पूजा करें तो तुम्हें जलना पड़ेगा। इफ यू वॉन्ट टू बी वर्शिप्ड यू हैव टू बी लाइक सन। एक व्हाइट पेपर लगा लो, जहां पढ़ते हो बैठ के लिख लो, इफ यू वॉन्ट टू बी वर्शिप्ड यू हैव टू बी लाइक सन। नहीं, लोग चांद को देखो, कभी रोटी बना देते हैं, कभी मामा बना देते हैं। चांद सबका मामा है, जो कमजोर है वो मामा। कभी प्रेमिका का चेहरा बना देते हैं चांद को। एक से एक चांद के साथ बदतमीजी होती है। ऑल मिसबिहेवियर इज विद द मून। चंदा मामा है। पापा क्यों नहीं हो सकते? नहीं नहीं, मामा है। चांद को देख के महबूबा का चेहरा याद आता है, रोटी याद आती है। मैंने पूछा चांद से कि देखा है कहीं ये मेरे चांद सा हसी। चांद ने कहा चांदनी की कसम, नहीं नहीं नहीं। Fear is not for everyone. Chand is not a god in Islam. Ask Muslim friends. Chand is a section of astronomy. उसके फेस चेंज होते रहते हैं ना, तो उससे वो कैलकुलेट करते हैं। Chand is not a god in Islam. Ask your Muslim friends. It's an indicator of time. चौदूबे का चांद हो, अबे चौदहवीं 14th डे का चांद चौदूबे। Fear is not for everyone, especially when the people are in trouble. Don't create fear for them. Don't. When the people are in trouble, see Jallianwala Bagh massacre 1919, the people of India were in trouble, and you will create fear. And then if the person is living in a hell and you are trying to expand that hell, he will pounce on you. कि जब मरना है तो मार के मरेंगे. This happened in America. Britain tried to create the fear, but instead of creating the fear, it ruptured the relation between. Ruptured the relation between. Ruptured the relation between British colonies, American colonies, and Britain. American colonies and Britain. And here the rift turns into struggle. Clear? The rift turns into struggle. Rift because of Greenville's policy. Struggle because of? Struggle because of? Hatim. Struggle because of? Naseem. Goswami. Avek. Anjali. हाँ, yes, Naval, very good. Naval, very good. Boston Massacre. Acha, हाँ, one thing I have missed. Just wait. Townshend says, just do addition here. Where do you have written? Townshend says that Britain still has the right to impose taxes on America. One thing I have missed. Please add it. Yes. Townshend said Britain still has the right to impose tax on America, and under Townshend plan, add it. And under Townshend plan, अरे यार main point ही छूट गया. Under Townshend plan, inbox it. Under Townshend plan, Britain increased import duties. Britain increased import duties on certain items of America. Britain increased import duties on certain items of America, like glass, paper, tea, etc. Glass, paper, tea, etc. Townshend plan, inbox Townshend plan. This led to mass protest. This Townshend plan led to mass protest, and that led to Boston Massacre. So Townshend says that Britain still has the right to impose tax on American colonies. Britain still has the right to impose tax on American colonies. And under Townshend plan, Britain increased import duties on certain articles of America like glass, paper, tea, etc. This led to mass protest, and mass protest led to Boston Massacre, which ruptured the relation between British Parliament and American colonies. Which ruptured the relation between British Parliament and American colonies. Third phase, how this struggle turns into blast. Third phase. Lord North's tea policy. 2. Boston Tea Party. Lord North's tea policy to Boston Tea Party. '70s. Critical year for Britain. Why? Unrest in American colonies. Unrest in American colonies. An East India Company facing financial crisis. Where? Hindustan. Both the powerhouses were in trouble. Both. Both the powerhouses were in trouble. Both the powerhouses were in trouble. Sorry. Sorry, gentlemen, sorry. Both the powerhouses were in trouble. American colonies were facing the unrest, and East India Company was facing financial crisis in Hindustan. In this scenario, this Lord North tried for a double shot by a single arrow. Lord North tried for a double shot by a single arrow. Double shot, double. Lord North tried for a double shot by a single arrow. Lord North, Prime Minister of Britain, Prime Minister, double shot by a single arrow. Americans were the consumers of tea. Americans were the consumers of tea. And companies like East India, see, companies like, not company only, companies like East India Company were the suppliers of tea. Companies like East India Company were the suppliers of tea, suppliers. And tea is from Asia, East, especially from China and Japan. And the tea containers of East India Company were lying here in Bengal. And then Lord North gives permission to East India Company to shift the tea containers towards American colonies. Who gave permission? Lord North. Lord North gave the permission. Lord North gave the permission to East India Company to shift its tea containers towards American colonies. Lord North gave permission to East India Company to shift its tea containers towards American colonies. sea containers towards American colonies. This tea, which tea? This tea, which tea? Tea supplied by East India Company. This tea got exemption from toll tax. Underline. The tea supplied by East India Company got exemption from toll tax. अब ये क्या है? What is this toll tax? British Navy was giving protection to commercial ships where? Indian Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, from sea pirates. British Navy was giving protection to commercial ships, commercial, in Indian Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, from sea pirates. And for that they used to take toll tax. They got exemption. East India Company got exemption. Now, French company and East India Company. If French company is supplying tea to America, they have to pay two taxes. Toll tax and import duty. If French company is supplying tea to America, they have to pay two taxes. Toll tax and import duty. When East India Company is supplying, they have to pay only one tax. Import duty. No toll tax. Till here the story is clear. Till here the story is clear, Shivani. Why got exemption? Wait, I'll tell you why they gave exemption. Don't call anything shift. Simply know that tea is being shifted. Don't call anything. Unnecessary, don't bring your mind there. Naval. जितना बताया जा रहा उतना पढ़ो. फालतू में मत लाओ. डंपिंग बोल दें इसको. काहे डंपिंग बोलोगे? पता है डंपिंग क्या होती है? Sir, when did the story of importing taxes? E का पूछ लिए भैया. इलियास भाई, what you are asking? Till here the story is clear. Now, French company is paying two taxes, toll tax, import duty. East India Company is paying only one tax, import duty. So, but natural, the price of the tea supplied by East India Company will be low. Yes or no? The price of the tea supplied by East India Company will be low. Yes or no? Yes. The price of the tea supplied by East India Company will be low. Right. In this scenario, right, make an arrow here and write. In this scenario, the price of the tea, in this scenario, the price of the tea supplied by EIC will be of low price. Will be low, don't write low price. In this scenario, the price of the tea supplied by EIC will be low. And this was the assumption, underline the word assumption. And this was the assumption of the Lord North and this was the assumption of the Lord North that people will be attracted to purchase the tea. This was the assumption of the Lord North that people will be attracted to purchase the tea. It was the assumption of the Lord North that the people of American colonies will be attracted to purchase the tea supplied by EIC. Will be attracted to purchase the tea supplied by EIC. People of American colonies will be attracted to purchase the tea supplied by East India Company. And if they did so, it will fulfill two objectives. If they did so, it will fulfill two objectives. First one, it will relieve East India Company from financial crisis. It will relieve East India Company from financial crisis. It will relieve East India Company from financial crisis. Second, now this is very important point. एक तीर से दो निशाना. पहला निशाना financial crisis. It will relieve East India Company from financial crisis. Second, if Americans purchased the tea with import duty increased by Britain, through Townshend Plan, If Americans purchase the tea with import duty increased by Britain through Townshend Plan, if Americans purchase the tea with import duty increased by Britain through Townshend Plan, it meant that Americans accept the British right, underline, accept the British right. It meant the Americans accept the British right to impose a tax on American colonies. To impose a tax on American colonies. But, आ गई बात समझ में? Both the points are clear. Double shot by a single arrow. Who has increased the import duty on America, on the goods supplied on America? Britain. Who has increased import duty on tea? Britain. And if Americans will purchase that tea with import duty increased by Britain, that means what? That Americans are accepting the British right to impose tax on American colonies. बात समझ में आ गई? Everything is clear. Naseem, Garima, Sadia. पैरा हार गए इक्वल हाँ कितने मिनट का खेल गए कौन कौन खेल रहा है बेल्जियम का अलेक्जेंडर हैरिस इधर के लोग उदास हैं लड़ाई चल रही बॉर्डर पे है माँ बेल्जियम but Americans were not in a mood to surrender. Americans were not in a mood to surrender. And Samuel Adams with his followers Samuel Adams with his followers entered Boston port. Samuel Adams with his followers entered the Boston port and threw away the tea containers in Atlantic. And this was called as Boston Tea Party. Threw away the tea containers in Atlantic and this was called as Boston Tea Party. Write down the small heading Boston Tea Party. Boston Massacre 1770, Boston Tea Party 1773, Boston Tea Party. Turning point in the history of American colonies. Boston Tea Party, turning point in the history of American colonies. Why? It was followed by First Philadelphia Convention. It was followed by First Philadelphia Convention. Right, First Philadelphia Convention. It was followed by First Philadelphia Convention. What was this First Philadelphia Convention? It was the meeting of the representatives of American colonies. Meeting of the representatives of American colonies. American. It was the meeting of the representatives of American colonies. And then they decided to send olive branch petition. And then they decided to send olive branch petition. They decided to send olive branch petition. They decided to send olive branch petition to British Parliament. Olive. Olive. Very important part of European culture. Olive oil. Figaro. Figaro, the oil which gives the figure, used in massage and all. Figaro. Now there are so many brands after liberalization. Before liberalization there was only one brand, Figaro. Olive oil. Olive is a symbol of peace in Europe. And the tradition was started by Romans. Whenever a Roman king went on war, before the beginning of the war, he used to send a crown made up of olive branch. Crown made up of olive branch to the other king. Olive branch to the other king. And if the other king came out with that crown on the head, that means he was ready for peace. And these Americans were sending olive branch petition to British Parliament. Means what? Satyam? Means what? Avanish? Means what? They are sending olive branch petition to British Parliament. Means what? Yes, Tushar, yes, very good. Means the people of American colonies want peace. Statue. The people, go and sit, over for evening. People of American colonies want peace, but with two conditions. First condition, Britain should remove all restrictions. First condition, they want peace but with condition. Britain should remove all restrictions on the trade and commerce of America. Britain should remove all restrictions on the trade and commerce of America. First condition. Second condition, Americans should be given representation. Where? Americans should be given representation in British Parliament. Conditional peace, conditional. They want peace, but with two conditions. First condition, Britain should remove all restrictions on trade and commerce of America. And second condition, Americans should be given representation in British Parliament. Who settled America? Britain. Whenever the people whose existence is because of you, see, psychology. Yes, bring psychology here. Whenever the people whose existence is because of you, when they started showing eyes to you, Ilyas, Ruchita, when the people whose existence is because of you, you have a driver for past 20 years. And he was an obedient servant for past 20 years, and one day he starts showing you the eyes, ki madam, behave properly. You'll be hurt. The people of these slum areas, they will put condition in front of British Parliament. पर जिंदगी में कभी भी इमोशन से काम नहीं लेना चाहिए when you are playing the game of ambition. Listen the statement. You should never take any decision on the basis of emotion when you are playing the game of ambition. जब भी तुम महत्वाकांक्षा का खेल खेल रहे हो, अब ललित को मरवाना है तो मरवाना है, फिनिश. गुड्डू पंडित को कहां मार रहा है ये कालीन भैया डिसाइड करेंगे, पर मारना जरूर है. इमोशन से काम नहीं लेना है कि अरे हम तुमको पाले बड़े किए और तुम हमको आंख दिखा रहे हो. Whenever you are playing the game of emotion, औरंगजेब की दिक्कत क्या है? यही दिक्कत है. औरंगजेब आदमी बुरा नहीं है, यही तो बात है. मुसलमान जो है, बहुत सारे मुसलमान वो बड़े दुखी हो जाते हैं. लोगों को पता नहीं औरंगजेब के बारे में. औरंगजेब को हिंदू, बहुत बड़ा हिंदू तबका है जो गाली देता है. हमें चोर था यार औरंगजेब. अब बेचारे पढ़े तो है नहीं. हमारे गांव में लोग हैं, वो बेचारे पढ़े तो है नहीं. दे डोंट नो एनीथिंग अबाउट औरंगजेब. दे हैव हर्ड कि भैया एक मन जनियो, ही यूज्ड टू वे 1 मन जनियो. जनियो द सेक्रेड थ्रेड ऑफ ब्राह्मण्स एवरी डे बिफोर टेकिंग हिज डिनर. 1 मन, 1000 kg. Means every day he was killing at least 1 crore Brahmins. Where there were 1 crore Brahmins in India? The total population during the time of Aurangzeb was 20 crore of entire India. तो बेचारा कहां से इतने ब्राह्मण को मार रहा था? लेकिन कुछ लोगों को भगवान ने बुद्धि घुटने में दी है, घुटने में. इसीलिए 2 बड़े बड़े गोल गोल तुम्हें ऐसे दिखाई पड़ते हैं ना, इसीलिए. It's basically manufacturing defect. Some people have the brain in their knees. So you see the knees, they are round in shape like the head. मुसलमान बेचारा बड़ा दुखी हो जाता है. अब वो जो मुसलमान डिफेंड कर रहा है औरंगजेब को, वो भी अनपढ़ है. और वो जो मुसलमान औरंगजेब को गाली दे रहा है, वो भी अनपढ़ है. और दोनों सुने हैं। वो मस्जिद में सुना होगा कि औरंगजेब वली था, 3 बजे सुबह उठ के नमाज पढ़ता था। अरे बाप, अच्छा, मुसलमान इसी में खुश है। और हिंदू अपने घर में सुना है या स्कूल में सुना है या किसी मंदिर की बैठक में सुना है कि औरंगजेब जो है भैया, हाँ, सब मंदिर तोड़ डाला। अच्छा, हाँ, और क्या, हिंदू औरतों को नंगे घुमाता था। तुम्हारे अब्बा खड़े होके देख रहे थे बे जब नंगे घुमा रहा था तो। 40,000 Maratha Sardars were in his army. 30,000 Rajput Sardars, 70,000 Hindu chiefs, and they were watching Hindu women naked. पर दुनिया में एक वर्ड है जाहिल। जाहिल मतलब they require 20 shoes in the morning, 20 in the afternoon, 20 in the evening as a scheduled dose. सुबह उठे, उठा के जूता 20 जूता मारे, चल इधर। उनको बोलते हैं जाहिल। And whenever the population of jahil will increase in the country, the king will be the bigger jahil, because only that person can control these small jahils. तो अगर वो मेंस में तुमसे पूछ ले हु इज अ जाहिल, तो यू हैव टू राइट द पर्सन हु रिक्वायर्स 20 shoes thrice a day as a medical dose, that is a jahil. हमारा गोंडा में मिस्त्री है रफीक, तो पनपढ़ है बेचारा, कभी स्कूल तो गया नहीं। तो हम उससे पूछते, और रफीक भाई, तो औरंगजेब जो है क्या कर रहा था? अरे भाईजान गाड़ी बनाता रहेगा, बताता रहेगा। भाईजान औरंगजेब जो है ना भाईजान, कब्र को देखता था तो सलाम करता था। अच्छा, और भाईजान अगर उधर से रिप्लाई नहीं आई तो वो कब्र खुदवा देता था। हाँ, महान आदमी है बहुत भाईजान, भाईजान बहुत। और उस पे से मैं 2-4 तारीफ कर देता औरंगजेब। तो कई सारे केसेस में तो पैसा ही नहीं लेता मुझसे, छोटे मोटे कामों में। अरे भैया आपसे क्या पैसा लेना है, अरे भैया। औरंगजेब ने एक बार रफीक ऐसे उंगली करके आसमान में छेद कर दिया था ऐसे, बाद में आरएसएस वालों ने भरा उसको। अरे नहीं भैया, हाँ, औरंगजेब बहुत महान आदमी था, ऐसे उंगली डाल के आसमान में छेद कर दिया। वो तो बाद में आरएसएस वालों ने भरा उसको, जाके ऐसे ऐसे करके मिट्टी उट्टी डाला तब जाके भरा, नहीं तो औरंगजेब बड़ा मालिक को दिक्कत हो रही थी। मालिक ऊपर नहाता वाता था, ये नीचे से देखते थे लोग, तो आरएसएस वालों ने भरा उसको जाके कि देखो ये औरंगजेब की बदतमीजी, देखो आसमान में छेद कर दिया। And you listen to this jahils and become upset. जिनको जूता मारना है उनको तुम गले लगा। Why you are talking to everyone? Why? Why you are talking to everyone? Who so told you? Have you seen any DM talking to everyone? Have you seen any minister entertaining everyone? Why you entertain? तुम क्यों एंटरटेन करते हो सबको? तुम तो सबके साथ खड़े हो जाते हो खैनी बनाने के लिए। तुम तो रिक्शे वाले के हाथ से खैनी खा लो, फिर यू आर क्राइंग ऑन योर फेट। शेर की तरह जियो, शेर की तरह। इफ यू वांट टू बी ए अरिस्टोक्रेट, बिहेव लाइक अरिस्टोक्रेसी। कंडीशनल Britishers were angry. Hey, you, the people of slum areas, you will impose condition on us. And British Parliament tore up the olive branch petition, declared military action against American colonies. Military action. दूसरी गलती, अरे भैया, they are not nation, they don't have army. क्या हुआ हरप्रीत? I haven't heard. किसको? First mistake, you're not accepting, you're not understanding the situation. Second mistake, military action against your own people. अच्छा, मैं तो बेटा आजकल तालिबान पे नजर रखा हूं, तालिबान क्या कर रहा है. कल मैं पूरी रिपोर्ट देख रहा था बीबीसी की ऑन तालिबान, बिकॉज तालिबान coming into power in Afghanistan will be harmful for us. चलो इंशाअल्लाह इनको भी उड़ा देंगे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. अभी डोभाल साहब कुछ ना कुछ काम करेंगे. तालिबानियंस, अगर तालिबानियों ने हमसे दोस्ती नहीं की तो बहुत भुगतेंगे. The mistake which was done by Osama bin Laden should not be repeated by Talibanians. ओसामा ने एक ही गलती कर दी ना, पाकिस्तानियों पर रिलाई कर लिया. ये पैदाइशी गद्दार है, उसको हमारे यहां आना चाहिए था. ही शुड हैव टेकन शेल्टर इन इंडिया. ओसामा बिन लादेन, हम रखते उसे अयोध्या में, बाबा अरमान दास दाढ़ी वाड़ी बढ़ा के अयोध्या के किसी मठ में रखते. सीआईए की औकात नहीं थी, उसको पकड़ लेते, प्रवचन करवाते उससे कि अल्लाह ईश्वर तेरे नाम, सबको सम्मति दे भगवान. The biggest blunder of Osama bin Laden was he took shelter in Pakistan. He should have said Kashmir is integral part of India and we are standing with our Indian brothers. और हम रखते हैं यहीं पे. हेरात कंधार पर सीज हो रहा है. क्या? We should also conduct air strike. हमें भी एयर स्ट्राइक करनी चाहिए. Taliban coming into power is because we will get the support of everyone there. पर हमारे पास एक स्ट्रेटेजिकल प्रॉब्लम है, पाकिस्तान. खैर कोई बात नहीं. मुसलमानों की बात मत करो भैया, अभी हम कुछ बोल देंगे और नाराज हो जाए. फैजल भाई वैसे हमसे नाराज रहते हैं. हमसे मुसलमानों की बात मत किया करो. इतना बढ़िया रिलीजन इस्लाम. Wherever Islam went, people were standing with flowers and garland. In 10th century, Islam was the liberator of suffering people. Caliph Al-Mamun, Caliph Al-Harun, Bayazid, Ibrahim, Usman, Umar. बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे. मैं एक सीरीज बनाने जा रहा हूं मुसलमानों पे, इस्लामिक हिस्ट्री पे. I have got a tender from UAE. हिंदुस्तान के बहुत सारे मुसलमान हमसे बहुत नाराज रहते हैं. संघ का आदमी है, संघ का संघी है. हाँ, हम भी तो भरे थे. वो जो छेद औरंगजेब करके गया था उसमें प्लास्टर हम भी लगाए थे. संघी है. So Britain Shruti, I'll discuss Afghanistan, don't worry. I'll come to that portion, Cold War, then I'll tell you about Afghanistan. Shruti, when I come to that portion, Cold War, you remind me about Afghanistan, then I'll tell you. Graveyard of superpowers. Shruti, you write it here. It's a big story, Shruti. So when I come to that portion, Cold War, instead of taking Iran, I will discuss Afghanistan. Najibullah and all. Najibullah to Mullah Umar. Afghanis, the most dangerous people in the world. AK-47 and opium. लगाया गांजा पूरा अंदर तक और उठाया AK-47. And they jump for 40 feet, 20 feet, 200 feet. फिर वो किसी को नहीं देखते. Afghanis, they are a different breed in the world. Afghanis, Marathis, Gurkhas, सब लड़ने वाली कौमें हैं, लड़ती हैं ये. यूपी, बिहार, पंजाब, उड़ीसा, ये सब लड़ाने वाली कौमें हैं. तुम्हारे घर में बैठ जाएंगी, बंटवारा करा देगी. देखो, बुरा मानने वाली बात नहीं है. तालिबान मीन्स स्टूडेंट्स. हाँ, just remind me, Shruti. Avik, you remind me when I come to that portion, Cold War. Just remind me. Britain decides for military action in American colonies. And when Britain decides for military action in the American colonies, Americans had no option. See the foolishness of these British. Military action against your own people. And that too when they don't have an army. What they are asking, they are right. What they are asking, they are right. They are not asking independence. Right. कि भैया हमसे पैसा ले रहे हो. Like ICRA has taken money fees from you. Now ICRA says no classes. Out, get out. Now, and when Britain decides for military action against American colonies, this was followed by Second Philadelphia Convention. Second Philadelphia Convention, 4th July 1776, Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson made the Declaration of Independence. Thomas Jefferson made the Declaration of Independence. Declaration. Thomas Jefferson made the Declaration of Independence. He said it's a moral right of every citizen to stand up against the wrong done by the state. He follows the principle of Thomas Hobbes. He follows the principle of Thomas Hobbes. John Locke. John Locke. He is a thinker, John Locke. John Locke has an impact on American Revolution also. John Locke has an impact on French Revolution also. He says, citizens have the right to stand up against the wrong done by the state. And from here starts American War of Independence. American War of Independence, in which the important battles were Concord, Lexington, important battles, Concord, Lexington. And Americans were in trouble initially. Imagine fighting with baseball bat, hockey, stick, dagger. And Americans were in trouble initially. Initially they were in trouble. In 1781, France gave military support to Americans. France sends the military under its commander Lafayette. 1781, France gives the military support. And when France gave the military support, 1783, British forces under Cornwallis surrendered. British forces under Cornwallis surrendered to American militia. Militia, unorganized army, militia under George Washington. And by the Treaty of Paris, 1783, Britain accepted the independence of American colonies. Britain accepted the independence of American colonies. See, calculation mistake and you lost. You underestimated. You failed to understand the situation कि now they are grown up. ये बड़े बच्चे हैं. अब कहानी सुनाने से काम नहीं चलेगा. A wrong calculation and you are gone. France military under Lafayette. Never underestimate anyone. Today we'll do only till here. I'll give you 10-15 minutes extra tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Not tomorrow, day after tomorrow. So we'll meet tomorrow morning. Thank you.